Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Company 119's The Coffee Cup. I am Ryan Gilkerson, lead creative here at Company 119, and we thank you so much for joining us. So today, we want to talk about how you can use keywords to help both your PPC campaigns as well as your SEO research. Difference between the two: PPC is your paid search campaign, SEO leads to organic search. So paid search simply means that you've paid to have your search show up at the top of the Google pages. When you look at your Google search result pages, sometimes you see something at the top that says ad. Those are placements that people have paid for through paid search through Google AdWords. If there's no ad next to it and it just appears in the natural search results, those are called organic search results. Now, both have their merit. Both are great. Organic search results don't cost you any money. So anytime you can build SEO to get organic search results higher, that's the optimum way to go. But let's face it, sometimes you need an advantage and sometimes it makes sense to use PPC if it's going to lead to a lot of leads for you. But how do you know which one to use and when? Let's go to the slide deck virtual assistant chat. If you could bring up that first slide. All right, or not. There's another. There we go. First slide. There we go. So are you down with PPC? That's the name of today's special episode. Let's go to the next slide. So when you're looking at PPC, this is a ad that came up. I think we skipped like 2 slides. If we could go back like 2 slides here. There we go. PPC is pay-per-click advertising. When used correctly, it can open up many doors for your online visibility and drive conversions. So PPC can be that gateway that you can use. It's just one click to get you through the door to the promised land of lead generation. Let's go to the next slide, Chad. So balancing paid search and organic search is important. There are many ways to connect them to get the most impact. It's like chocolate and peanut butter. They're both good by themselves, for me especially the peanut butter. But if you could put them together, it's even more wonderful to have the two combined. Next slide, please. So there's 3 ways you can use PPC to boost SEO. This comes from our friends at Search Engine People. They've got a great blog out there. We'll make that link available to you as well. Go to the next slide. First thing that they suggest is you can use keywords to help both paid and organic search. You can test keywords between SEO and PPC to see which way is more effective before committing your budget. So what they're talking about there is if you think that a keyword might be successful, but you're not exactly sure how you want to incorporate it into your strategy, you can always test it out a little bit on SEO. If it seems to be getting you some traction on SEO and you're not paying for it, then you know you don't necessarily need to run it through your paid campaign. If you're running on paid campaign and even with a paid search campaign you're not doing well with it, then you might want to commit it to SEO and just not spend any money on it, or you might not want to go after it at all. Researching keywords can benefit both of these avenues and help you decide what's effective and what's ineffective for your strategy. Now, I like this. They gave a little tip here. If you're finding let's go back to the last one, please. They're giving you a little tip here. Instead of bidding on high cost, high competition keywords, you can use those as part of your organic search strategy. So if you've got a keyword that you're spending, that you want to target, but it's going to cost you a lot to do it, it's a broad search term, and you're going to have to spend a lot of money, and then there's a bunch of people competing for that, so you don't know who you're going to beat out to get that placement on the page. If it looks like it's not going to have a great yield for you, then dump it into your SEO strategy. Don't spend any money on it, and you might get some great results that way. Let's go to the next slide, please. So on the next slide, find your low-hanging fruit. Not all keywords have to cost a lot. There's a lot of low-cost, low-competition keywords that can be really great for you. You might make a lot of money off of those. What happens is everybody gets infatuated with the Maybach, right? Lil Wayne's making songs about a Maybach, right? He's not making songs about the Toyota Camry like we just saw on the slide. But the reality is that Toyota Camry might be more effective for you. It might get you to work just fine. It might get better gas mileage. It doesn't cost as much for you to fix. It might be a more profitable car than the Maybach. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit. There's a lot of great value out there. Might not be as flashy, might not be as expensive. You might not be spending as much money, but it might have a better yield and it might serve you better over time than the high-cost keyword. And then finally, our last slide here. You could spend a little on PPC PPC to see if the terms make sense for SEO. It's kind of like having a blind date for your website. It's like being on the dating game. Hey, keyword number one, if you were a marketing manager, what would your ad spend be on yourself, right? It gives you a chance to date somebody for their keyword before you go out. So you can decide if it's worth it or not. You can actually use PPC campaigns. Spend a little money, spend $5 on it. See if it does anything for you. If it's not getting you anywhere, then you know that you can go ahead and put that into your SEO campaign without really committing to it for a high budget spend. That way you're not spending your whole ad spend chasing words that are in terms that aren't getting you any yield back and you're not making money off of those. So I hope that you learn more about using keyword research to help both PPC and SEO campaigns before you finish your first cup of coffee than your competition will all day. And we look forward to seeing you again real soon.